So last week I did a story review for Heavy Rain, and it was pretty long. Hopefully I never have to make a review that is that long again, but that was mainly because it was more for people who didn't understand what was going on. But, yeah, that should be the only time, I hope. And, yeah. In other news, I finally joined the world of the iPhone. My lovely little back for it. I got a case for it because I have butterfingers and I drop everything. So, it's a good investment. And surprisingly, I didn't get the blue one. I know, right? My entire room is blue and I didn't grab the blue case. But no, the blue actually looks pretty ugly. And I went with the purple pink case instead. But I liked it. Still do. It's pretty awesome. I'm still kind of figuring things out. I haven't quite figured out how to put my own ringtones on it yet. Mainly because I've never made them before, but I want to now that I have an iPhone. But I should be figuring that out sometime soon-ish. Anyways, this time I'm going to be reviewing this game, Heavy Rain, for the PS3. I don't know if this is also for the Xbox. I would have to check and see, but this is definitely for the PS3, at the very least. And I watched my sister play it the first time, and it's really cool to watch other people play it, because it's basically, you're watching a movie. It's about, you have 4 characters that you have to play with, right? These are the 4 characters you can play with. And one of them, you don't know which, is the origami serial killer. This is a mystery game, and it has many outcomes. Depending on what you do will be the deciding factor on how the game is going to end. So, you have, going from here, you've got the FBI agent, you have a journalist, the father of the missing child, and a private detective. Those are your 4 characters that you play with. And that was pretty cool about the game. I will give you that. For those who are wondering what exactly it is, the summary for it is, the origami killer has taken a new victim. In a terrorized city, the hunt for a child will lead 4 unconnected people to ask the same simple question. How far would you go to stop a killer? Play all 4 roles in the psychological thriller where every action you take has consequences. How the story unfolds is entirely up to you. That's it in a nutshell. The concept is great. I love the 4 characters. And I love the idea of the mystery itself. And that's about all I liked about this game. Yeah. Yeah. To start with, you know how most... Okay, you've got a PS3 controller. Simple controller. Right? You hold it this way. You have R1, R2, L1, L2, and you have the 2 controllers right here. To-do. You've got the simple buttons, triangle, X, square, and circle. Okay? Simple. Most games, you use this button to move your character around. Not this game. This game requires that you hold down, what was it? R1 to make this character move forward while you're using this joystick. This character will not move just by this. That annoyed me. But I kept going and discovered yet more irritations. Irritation number 2 is that to get your character to do just about anything in the game, you have to do multiple button combos. And I am not joking. An example was when the FBI agent had to climb up a muddy hill. In order to get this FBI agent to climb up this muddy hill, you have various combinations like R1, R2, circle, and you will have to hold them all down, because if you accidentally let one go, boop, your FBI agent just slid back down. That's an example, and it is not just R1, R2, circle. You get combinations like triangle X, circle, triangle X, square, triangle, square, R2, L1, L2, R2. They're random. You cannot predict what it's going to be, and it's never the same thing. Ever. You have to do these combos for things like going through an electrical maze, or getting this character to tie someone else's necktie. You have to do button combos for the entire game, and it gets annoying after a while. And there are times where randomly a button will show up, and if you don't click it fast enough, as in a battle, you're not going to dodge what you were supposed to dodge, and your character is going to get injured and or killed. Which, yes, your characters can die in this game. Which is bad, depending on which character dies. Because one of them is the killer, so if you kill the killer, you're never gonna, you're not gonna find out who the killer is, in theory. I didn't play that outcome out. I'm sure that outcome exists, though. If you kill the reporter who's falling in love with the dad and vice versa, essentially what's going to happen is that the dad, who is already chronically depressed, is going to become so depressed that he's not going to find the motivation to rescue his kid. So, killing her off is bad. Killing the dad off means that the son dies, because he's the only one that can save the kid. And I don't even know what happens if the FBI agent dies, but considering this game has a bad theme of bad cops, and the FBI agent is kind of the only thing controlling them, my guess would be that the cops would get out of control. Which I didn't like that either, because you've got the FBI agent coming in, he gets partnered up with Blake, and Blake is a bad cop. Then the cop in charge of all of the other cops is also a bad cop, so he's not going to stop Blake from being a bad cop. I completely hated how that was playing out. It was corny as hell. Then you get the the tasks that the dad has to do in order to get the next clues. Here's a spoiler. For the next minute or so, don't listen to them if you don't want to know them, but you can look them up online anyways. Task 1 is driving on the opposite side of the road for 5 miles just to get the next clue. Now, if you drove on the correct side of the road, the little GPS is not going to know if you did not drive on the opposite side of the road. But apparently it can, so you have to drive on the opposite side of the road if you want the clue. Which, by the way, the clue was in the glove compartment, and the key to the glove compartment was in the GPS, so you could have saved yourself a world of trouble just smashing the GPS if you'd picked it up and shook it, which I don't know how the key got in there in the first place, and yourself in the damn glove compartment. But sadly that's not an option. Task number 2 was to go through an electrical maze that was live. And at the other end of the maze was a table that had the next clue. You have the option to go through the side door and not do the maze, or you can go through the maze and get yourself electrocuted and to get your next clue. ever heard of a power switch? You turn it off and then just walk through? Great concept. Apparently doesn't apply here. Task number 3 was to go to an abandoned apartment room and chop off a finger to get the next clue. Which, by the way, the clue was taped underneath the table. Why couldn't he just look underneath the table? You could look all through the apartment to find out these little sharp objects to chop off the finger. But you couldn't go underneath the table to grab the key and save yourself a world of trouble? That annoyed me. The next task was to kill someone. Just a random person. I have to wonder how the heck you're supposed to, randomly kill someone and they're gonna have the clue. But apparently what happens is you kill someone and then you take a picture of it and the clue gets sent to you. Well, you could have someone play dead. But no, this doesn't apply. At all. Yeah. So that was the next clue. And then you can, if you get the clues, which it's almost impossible not to get the kid. I mean, you would have literally had to have not solved any of the tasks. But then you go rescue the kid. Yeah. I found that annoying. The tasks were annoying. I also found annoyance in the fact that the journalist who is falling in love with the dad did not know him before any of this, sees him injured and decides to help him. That I can understand. But then she randomly decides to go snooping on his behalf without informing him, despite the fact that he's like, I don't want you to help me. And she will go to these places that has leads, put herself in danger on purpose to get these leads for a guy that doesn't want her to get involved. That was stupid. The FBI agent is on drugs. And the private detective, I won't even go there. No. I liked the concept of the fact that you can play 4 characters, and I liked that you were trying to solve the murder, or who the serial killer was, and that you were trying to get the kid back. But those were really the only things that I liked about this game. Did I beat the game? Yes, I did. How long did it take me? I'd say about 2 to 3 days. I could have beaten it in 2 days, but I like to sleep. And I didn't dedicate the entire time to doing that. Also, there was one particular chapter that I had to repeat over 4 times because I kept accidentally killing a character which I didn't want to die for obvious reasons. So, yeah. And about halfway through the game, you've kind of figured out who the serial killer is, but for everybody's benefit, I won't tell you. But yeah. Play it if you want to try. If you're a newbie that doesn't know how to work PS3 controllers, you might enjoy this because by the end of the game, you will know all of your buttons on the controller, like this. But other than that, yeah, sorry. Sorry, I give it bad reviews. But I was determined to beat it because this finally came in the mail, and I can't wait to play it. But I was determined to beat Heavy Rain before I played this game, so I had very great motivation. But now it's here, and I'm going to enjoy it. Yup. I'm not even going to talk about it because I'll just do a different review for it. But it's awesome. So is the soundtrack. But that's about it. So I'm going to go now and keep this video short.